Well, Othman Belbeisi is the Middle East and Africa Director for the International Organization for Migration. That's the IOM, which is a humanitarian group. He is there in Beirut. Firstly, just as a sort of first-hand observation, just tell us, you've been speaking to a lot of people who have been displaced. I know not just in Beirut, but in Tripoli, for example, as well. How are people doing?
Yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity. As you have seen, the numbers are rising significantly by the day, and we are almost hitting the number of 1 million, maybe in 2-3 coming days, if this rate continue. People are feeling a lot of stress, feeling that it's different than previous, I would say, conflicts they've been in. This is, I believe, maybe the largest or the first time as a large area is covered by evacuation orders. People have to flee their homes, but also they are seeking refuge in areas that are also affected by other conflicts. For example, when we were in Tripoli, we realized that many buildings in Tripoli had collapsed lately. And that's why they already have internal displacement within the cities, and they are still hosting displaced people from other regions. The numbers are increasing. The number of
And also
casualties
this morning's strike on Beirut. Sorry, I was just going to pick you up there. I mean, this morning's strike
Yes.
on the Beirut seafront, killing several internally displaced people who one has to assume have come from southern Beirut suburbs down onto that area to seek some refuge. I mean, what sort of heightened risk do people face now that they are being forced out of their homes?
So exactly, first, people are feeling that nowhere is safe because even though they fled the areas affected by the evacuation order, they still are being targeted in different areas. And this is definitely unacceptable. So civilians should not be a target. On the other hand, people are trying to seek refuge in shelters. We know that there are around 590 shelters, but this hosts almost 1/5 of the total number of displaced. So the rest either had to seek refuge with families or find by their own means pay for their shelter. And this is not sustainable. And also, we are seeing many people on the streets in downtown Beirut. Yesterday, we had a walk with the team, just going to see people. The situation is dire. People are out in the cold with nothing. They fled homes with nothing, only with their clothes. Many left their papers. We visited the Ministry of Health. They are distributing medicine. Many people even fled without their medication. They just ran for their lives.
So Israel's defense minister, Israel Katz, has instructed the military at least to prepare for expanding operations in Lebanon. You're there in Beirut. What are you and others bracing for in the coming hours and days?
Honestly, if I want to talk about people we are meeting, there is a lot of fear, there is a lot of anxiety. The options are limited. Also, the option of moving out of the country or cross-border is no longer there. So people have to seek refuge in different parts of the country with the limited means. Lebanon has been under a difficult economic situation, so we saw a decline in the revenues from agriculture, tourism, many loss of jobs. And honestly, the options are very limited. So any, I would say, escalation will result in catastrophic consequences.
Othman, stay safe. Thank you for your work. We will continue to check in with you as we continue to see these numbers of displaced rise. We are now looking at some 800,000 today on the 13th day of this war, as Othman Belbeisi just pointing out. We are getting horribly close to 1 million people displaced in Lebanon as we speak. Thank you, sir.